All right. Well, we are doing a very special show today.
Yeah.
We're back to NFL film school. And the reason is we have a new quarterback
That's
who
right.
just made
Colin
his first,
Kaepernick. No, just kidding. Go ahead.
right, who just made his first start. And yeah, he had some really bad plays. He was in a tough situation. I mean, the Ravens offense was scoring at will early on. He fell in the deep hole. But he made some really bad plays, but he also had some very impressive plays. He did things
Yes.
Yes, he did things with he made the most out of the offensive line and the pass blocking in some plays in ways that were very encouraging.
Right. Number 5 is a blessed jersey. Do you guys agree
And
with that?
well, and the running game seemed to be a little more consistent. It might have to do with him, or it might not. But there are some
might.
promising signs. So I want John to take us through the good plays first and what Ryan Finley offers this team in this particular position. 0-9, a struggling offensive line, moving pieces around. What he offers this offense and what you think we can build on.
Yeah, so Finley, all in all, had not the most encouraging game, but like you said, there's equal amounts of positives and negatives that you can look at, and we're going to look at the positives. So early in the first quarter, we have a 3rd and 11 ball at midfield. Bengals already down 2 touchdowns, whatever, it's not important. Bengals are going in max protection with 7 blockers, and the Ravens coverage, you have 3 cornerbacks in man, no safety. This is what they call man free. So the middle of the field is open, and they're blitzing 8 guys. So Finley, even with 7 blockers, he's going to be under fire here. And this throw that he makes is all about timing and how he's able to get it off of his first hitch, off a 5-step drop in shotgun, and he's able to throw Boyd open. Now, it's important to see that Boyd was running just a little dagger here, a little 10-yard dagger, and he had Marlon Humphrey here, the slot cornerback, in inside leverage. He's able to get separation at the top of the route. And at this point, this is when you want the ball to be thrown, right? Because at no point is Boyd going to generate more separation from Humphrey here in coverage. And at this point, Finley has 2 Ravens players pressuring him, and he's able to get that throw off as he's hit, and he's able to get Boyd for the first down. Now we're going to see the end zone angle here to show you there's more context to this throw than what Finley made it look like on the all 22 angle here. So off that first hitch, right, he sees Boyd breaking open over the middle. The ball's got to be out now. He's going to get hit by Earl Thomas blitzing here, and you can see he's kind of veering away from the hit, right, because he's not stepping into the throw, and that could take off some velocity here, but he's still able to get the ball in pretty accurately and with enough zip on it where he's able to give Boyd enough space at the catch point to haul it in, get the needed yards for the first down.
Beautiful, really.
Again, like looking at Finley's
feet, John. Look at the feet. You always talk about the feet. Look at the feet.
The feet are important. Like where Finley's overall core and his base were pointing to, and where the ball ended up going, it's actually a more difficult throw than people may think, especially with people coming into your face. So in terms of throwing off of an untraditional platform like this with pressure in your face, this is a good throw. Again, it's a little bit late, but this is still the first quarter of Finley's career, so we can cut him some slack a little bit. So a good throw and pressure, and it's something that's worth noting.
Yeah. Wow. Giving a Bengals fan hope, that's worth a lot these days.
Yeah, you got to hold on to that hope. So
got to hold on to the hope.
Later in the second quarter, we have a 1st and 10 ball again at midfield. And we're gonna see something that Finley. We're gonna see something from Finley that we just haven't seen from Andy Dalton, basically in a while, or maybe at all in his career.
Wow!
So we have a bunch formation to the left here. We're gonna go play action, and there's some miscommunication on the offensive line. So Billy Price is, I believe that there's miscommunication between John Jerry, left tackle, and Billy Price here. I think Jerry didn't exactly know the play call here because the Bengals are calling slide protection towards the right to mask with the play action here. And the 3 technique is going to basically go loose on Finley. On an unoccupied rusher, Finley's in his face. He spins around kind of like what we see Russell Wilson do on a regular basis, but that's not it. He evades the rush, spins around, and at this point, the play is essentially broken, right? This isn't designed to happen. There's no design free rushers intended for this play, right? But Finley he keeps his eyes up. He surveys the field. Obviously, the routes are, the intended routes are way far downfield. So the only option he has left is Mixon here in the flat. He's able to reset his feet, find Mixon, throw it to him. Mixon's able to do what he does best, and that's get yards after the catch.
Yeah.
We're going to see this miscommunication a lot better here in the end zone angle.
Yeah, let's see it this way. Yeah, that's what I was going to say. Look at the coolness. Look how he's keeping his cool. Do you see that, John? Do you see the coolness?
What on the handoff?
Just how cool the man is, just in general. I'm just making a general observation about how cool he is. Go ahead.
Again, so he notices it, and this is something that he did multiple times in this game. I think this is his natural evasion of pressure, is that turning his back towards the field, and that can be dangerous if you don't take the necessary steps after that to reassess where your progressions are into the field. And you see, he almost gets tripped here, so it's good balance by him to keep his feet. But again, keeping the eyes up, knowing where your receivers are, and progressing from the left center to the right, knows that Mixon is the only place where this ball needs to go for it to be completion. Mixon does what he does best, and he gets the first down. So it's a great play by Finley, and it's something that we haven't seen.
It's improvisation. It's what we call in music improvisation. That's the technical term for it. And we haven't seen it, and it gives me hope.
Well, yeah, I mean, John, correct me if I'm wrong. Finley isn't incredibly athletic, right?
No, he's more athletic than I think we give him credit for.
Okay. But I mean, a lot of it is just feel, right? And just instinct. He has the instinct.
He has the cool. I think that's the word you're looking for, Daddy. He's very cool.
Sorry, John. He has the cool or no?
I think it's too early to tell that.
Okay. Yeah, hold back on the cool.
I think we're going to have to agree to disagree.
What is the minimum games for determining if they have the cool?
Cool. It takes about.
John.
I think they said it was 3.
Okay, 3 games. Hold on, give us 2 more games. Yeah. Okay, good, please.
But those who are more perceptive can see it very early.
I see. Yeah, I see. Yeah.
Okay. I'm just an amateur in this, so that makes sense.
No. So finally, you see with the eyes, I see with the heart. Go ahead.
Gotcha. Now another 3rd and 10 in the third quarter. This game is still somewhat in reach if Finley's able to do anything with it. And throws like this matter. So Finley's going to motion Erickson across the formation, and we're going to see Boyd, kind of win in the same way that we saw in the other 3rd down. But the most important thing here is what Finley does with his feet. Again, it's all about the footwork. It's all about the presence of where you are in the pocket, noticing pressure without freaking out and dropping your eyes. And the end zone angles where we're going to see all of this.
Look at that.
So bam, right here, he wants to go to Boyd, right? There's no window. He's not open yet. So he has to throw him open as well, right? But he knows there's pressure coming into his face a little bit. That's so subtle, that movement right there.
Yeah.
The ability to slide to the left, but keep his feet in a position to throw the ball. And again, Boyd his head's not even turned back yet, but Finley notices that this linebacker is moving. The linebacker notices where Finley's head is. He knows where his eyes are. He knows that the middle of the field is unoccupied at this point right here. And the linebacker does what he's trying to fill. He's trying to fill this void. He's trying to fill this zone, because if the linebacker makes an incredible play here, he can potentially intercept this and take it the other way. Right. But Finley knows this. He knows that there's pressure coming into his face over here. That subtle slide to the left creates a throwing lane that maybe wouldn't be there if he just stays in where his first hitch was.
Yeah, and John, this is something we've been clamoring for as Bengals.
Wait. What happened? What's them at the end?
Oh, sorry.
Where does it go? It's going to Erickson?
It's going to Boyd.
Boyd.
Yeah, but we've been talking about we want the quarterback can throw guys open for a while, right? I mean, that is the attribute of a lot of the best quarterbacks.
This goes beyond I think, throwing guys open, because he's already open, but he's creating a throwing lane on his own. Even with suboptimal protection in front of him, he's got guys in his face, and this throw may look this window may look more open than it actually is, but it's closing really tight. And this is something that we talked about in the preseason. Finley, he wasn't playing against very tough coverages. He wasn't playing against very tough defenses in general, and he was throwing to a lot of wide open windows. As you can see, the windows close a lot faster once actual defenses get on the field. But the ability to create that throwing window on his own with great footwork and with great pocket presence, even with just average arm strength, he's able to zip this ball into this window fine because of the work that he does before the throw.
Yeah, I mean, imagine now a guy like John Ross getting, the opportunity to get him open, right? Or or like AJ Green,
but
obviously.
I don't know if John Ross and our weak-armed Finley are the best combo, right?
Well, John Ross doesn't have to go 50 yards deep every play. I'm saying a guy like Finley, John Ross gets separation so fast. If they can get on the same page, imagine the kind of
As we're dreaming, who I think would be a great match for Finley is Marvin Jones. Because Marvin was, because of that whole improvisation thing, I felt like Marvin was also good at kind of, on the receiving end, being kind of creative sometimes.
Yeah, but he's not on our team anymore.
I know. I'm saying dream.
Yeah.
You're dreaming. I'm dreaming. You're dreaming.
John Ross will be back. I mean,
you think so?
He's on our football team. John, can you settle this debate? John Ross is still on our team.
But is he going to be back?
He is still in the Bengals.
He will be back.
He will return. Will he be healthy? That's
yes, that's the dream. That's the dream.
No, he will be. Okay. So go.
Right, you want to see some bad plays? Let's show some bad plays.
We've seen bad plays all year long, man.
This is the point, though. People are like, Finley's the answer. He's all great. He wasn't perfect this game.
Hold on to what we got. It doesn't really matter if you make it or not. Go. I'm ready.
Okay. So going back to the second quarter, Finley drove the Bengals down to the 15-yard line. This was the play that was talked about a lot in the post-game press conference with Zach Taylor, and we're going to explain it to you. Erickson right now, whenever the Bengals have a receiver basically lined up, stacked with the tight end, it's almost always some type of inside zone or like a duo concept towards one of these gaps right here. But Finley notices that the Ravens have their defensive front pretty stacked, probably where the point of attack is, and they have two overhang defenders also to crash down on the run. So presumably this is a run play towards the right. And what Finley does is that he checks out of it. He makes an adjustment at the line of scrimmage. He tells Erickson, "Hey, get back out. You're going to run a 5-yard out towards the 10-yard line, and it's going to be a one read throw, and you're going to be open, and it's going to work."
Can we pause for a second here? For those of us, not me, I know, but for the people who don't know, how does the quarterback communicate that to someone without letting the other side know?
So there's code words, right? Just like Apple is like audible to a 5-yard out, or audible to whatever scripted play that they have that they can go to on a moment's notice if they have to check out of a run.
He knew Apple. Go. Okay, I'm ready.
So say he calls Apple or whatever the terminology is. So now we have Erickson running a 5-yard out against cornerback Marcus Peters, who's currently in off coverage, and you can tell he's playing zone because his eyes are on Finley. Now this is important. Marcus Peters is reading Finley the entire way, and unfortunately, Finley was reading back at him because you see right as he begins his drop back, he's looking right at Peters. Right, he knows the ball is supposed to go here. Erickson gets 5 yards on a little speed cut, and at the top of the route, Finley throws it. Peters telegraphs it the entire way.
No. Finley.
There he goes.
That's what you call a rookie mistake, and this is his first game. I mean, it's a rookie mistake. He's a rookie.
Yeah. That's what I want to say, actually, John. I think most rookies have these kind of first games. Am I right? I mean, yeah.
And as far as rookie quarterbacks go, I don't take too much stock into the whole season for rookie quarterbacks. But with that being said, they have to show something to validate, who they are as a quarterback compared to what they were in college.
Well, we just saw those 3 plays. I mean,
Finley's college tape was littered with great accurate throws and great pocket presence, but it was also littered with mistakes like this. It was, just silly mistakes that for a 24, 25-year-old quarterback they shouldn't be making.
Don't be ageist.
Yeah, but here's the thing.
He's older than me. He's a rookie.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It was an audible. And it was his first audible in the NFL.
Right. He's not going to be Peyton Manning his first game.
Okay.
It was his first audible in the NFL.
He's seen this happen the entire way, right? He knows that Peters is going to crash down this, and if this is the only place the ball can go, just throw it out of bounds.
Hold on. John, let me just say something. What are they down, like 58-3 at this point or something?
They're down 21-3.
So game over.
So what I'm saying is you're a rookie, 0-8 team, you're at home, everybody booing you, everybody leaving the stadium. So what I'm saying is, they're booing the team. They hate the product on the field.
Really? They were booing this game too? What the heck is wrong with you people in Cincinnati?
Yeah. Well, by the way, actually talking about booing, hey, if people want to boo this team.
Cleveland?
Yeah, but I understand people's frustration. Actually, I want to bring up a petition that I know John is very much against. But if you want to boo this team, just make sure you direct your anger not at the players, but at the front office and Mike Brown, who is really very cheap and not putting the money and effort into the team that we need. And so there's a petition on change.org that you can find in my Twitter. I'll put the link in the description of this video. And this guy already has over 1,000 signatures. So a lot of momentum.
You want to be careful not to boo Mike Brown too loud, because it might be his last boo that he hears, and then you'll feel really guilty. Like I felt guilty when I got on the Cardinals owner's case and found out, kaput. You know what I mean? You got to be careful with that.
Yeah. But anyway,
you're not, he can't make this throw.
All right. But what I'm saying is, being down by that much, with all the things going on, don't you think you kind
of
look
at the way he gives up too? Look at this.
Who?
Look at this.
Finley?
He just sits. He just admits defeat like that. Do we really want that from our quarterback?
You mean you wanted him to tackle him?
Yeah, get back up. John,
that's how you break your thumb. Okay.
Now it's funny. It's funny you're going to say that, because I'm going to say this is exactly the kind of play that actually Dalton wouldn't mess up, because he was really good with his eye control, and he would always try to get a tackle after he threw an interception. So two things I liked about Dalton: his eye control, and the fact that he was a real rough and tough kind of guy sometimes. I like that about him. Missed the guy a little bit, but glad he's gone.
It's been one game.
It's a mixture of, fake sadness and happiness,
Okay, so
next bad play.
Now we're in the second quarter. Bengals are approaching the red zone again. Again, red zone troubles have plagued this offense for the better part of 10 weeks now. But he's going to get Auden Tate one-on-one coverage here against the cornerback, and Tate is going to generate separation off a little double move. Look at that. Wins with the hands. He's wide open. Safety's in the middle of the field. Yeah. It just takes an accurate throw. Why is the ball 10 yards out of bounds here?
No, Finley. No.
Is there an excuse for this? Here we have him in the pocket. He holds the safety, Earl Thomas, who is maybe the greatest free safety of all time, just long enough, transitions to the right. And again, there was a lot of talk about, Finley didn't have really much of a chance this game. The pressure was in his face all the time. This is, for NFL standards, a pretty clean pocket. Yeah, I know there's a lot of chaos here, but in terms of the area where he needs to step up and where he needs to follow through, there's enough space in here for him to make a good throw. Yeah, I don't know what he was doing.
This is where you're really seeing the limitations of Finley, and really, if we're being honest with each other, the fact that he's probably not going to be the franchise QB. I mean, and can I just, John, throw a little question/comment in here?
Yeah, but real quick, I want to explain further.
Finish your point, and then I'll please. Yeah.
So I think Finley originally wanted to throw it here, and he was kind of thrown off by the edge rusher coming around here.
Show the arrow again. Where is here? Show where do you want?
Here. Do you see the arrow?
Yes. Okay. Got
the arrow even visible? All right. So
it's very small. But go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah. You can see the ball kind of pumps a little bit, and then he kind of brings it back down. He doesn't bring it back down all the way. So it's almost like it's like a 3-point shooter kind of hesitating on a jump shot, but he doesn't bring it back all the way down and reset. So the ball just kind of hangs there, and it might have overthrown the mechanics here, but it does take a good quarterback to quickly reset and then just make a good throw. And that's something that I think was a little rushed here.
John, can I make a positive?
Yes, you may.
Put the positive spin.
John, people talking about his weak arm. I mean, this guy fired that cannon 10 yards out of bounds.
That's right.
So maybe his arm is weak because he's trying to keep the ball in the stadium. You can't control it. Yeah, go ahead.
So time for my comment, maybe?
Yes.
Okay, so my question really is like, what's the long-term plan with Finley? And I was thinking the other day, maybe we're starting to see an era where the one starting quarterback thing is going to slowly come to an end, and teams will have two quarterbacks that interchange and take different turns and things like that. I was thinking, what if that's the future, and maybe that's what they have planned for Finley? Because they certainly can't have for Finley that he's going to be the franchise QB, 3 years from now. He's either a transitional kind of figure, or it's going to be like an Eagles situation where one guy's in and then the other guy's in, and then
no.
I think the less they have Finley on the field, the better. That's just me.
Look,
the less
Finley.
Wait, are you talking about as opposed to Dalton?
As opposed to the quarterback that they're going to get in April.
Oh, as opposed to quarterback, XY or whatever.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Look,
Kaepernick,
Finley will have to put it all together real fast, and we're talking like a 2-to-1 touchdown to interception ratio. All of that. Yeah.
That's the whole point. Like, if fans want Finley to get the keys to 2020, like, this is his audition. He doesn't get the traditional passes that a rookie quarterback does.
John, against the Ravens, come on. Against Lamar Jackson, like, we knew
these aren't issues that are based off of what the defense is.
But let's see how it does it. Okay, I want to move forward to the Raiders, John. Oh, sorry, you have more plays.
One more bad play.
Oh, please, one more play. Yeah,
one more play. We're gonna go quick with this because I think this is just a little miscommunication error.
Okay.
So this is right after Finley had a sack, fumble, return for touchdown. The game is already over. That doesn't really matter. They're gonna have Tyler Eifert out wide here against the cornerback. He's gonna run basically a variation of a wheel route. So he's gonna stem it outside here and curve it back upfield. And against a single high safety, this is a great call because middle of the field's closed, but you have the two halves on the side of the hashes are wide open. There's a lot of space for a deep ball. And I think this is what Eifert knows, but I think Finley sees the coverage here and he sees that the cornerback is stacking on top of him pretty well.
Yeah.
And he kind of wants to put the ball on the back shoulder. And Eifert is a great receiver for this, but unfortunately it almost turns into a disaster. The cornerback reads it well. He almost picks it off. And if people are talking about Finley had one bad mistake here. No, he had two bad mistakes here. He almost threw a second interception because he tried to throw he tried to throw to a route that the receiver didn't even know was coming.
No, you can't force it.
Right.
You cannot force it.
And again, these aren't mistakes based off of what the Ravens pass rusher or the coverage did. This is just own mental mistakes.
Well, and you're being kind of very kind, John, because there's other mistakes too. Like, for example, there was the when it was set huck back to him, and then the ball, I don't know if you guys remember, it was almost a fumble. It was a fumble.
And he recovered it. That's great on him.
We recovered it. It was a little sloppy.
Well, guys, I mean, I see the negatives. I do. But this one, I mean, I don't know how to explain. Do you, John, rookie quarterbacks come in now a lot better than they used to be. Right. They used to come in and throw like 5 interceptions like every game. Peyton Manning threw like 30 interceptions is the first half of his rookie season.
That's what I was saying earlier. Rookie seasons don't matter.
Yeah.
So quarterback.
Yeah, and then all of a sudden, even in that rookie season, sometimes they just turn it all around, right?
So but you still have to be talented in the first place.
Right.
Yeah, but let's be honest. Finley is talented. His biggest problem.
He's okay.
He's not talented enough where they can ignore the position in the draft. Let's just say that.
No, they can't. No, they can't. But let's be honest. Finley gives them the option of, drafting a guy with the high upside who maybe can't, they want to let sit for a year or two because he's serviceable. He's serviceable. You don't have to throw that guy into the fire.
No, Finley is the consummate backup quarterback, and that's how we should.
Yeah, he is very much a backup. That's true. Yeah, he is very much a backup quarterback.
Yeah, that's fine. And if they want Finley to just take the battering of the 2020 offensive line, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
Now, if
he's already so smart, I mean, so a few brains do nothing. Yeah.
If Finley turns out to be like an AJ McCarron and he shows sparks of glory, then I think we might come in and reassess. You got to give the guy a chance. And let me say, as a Bengals fan, I haven't seen a lot of true touchdowns this season. And we saw one with Finley, a real true touchdown. And that was nice. That was a nice little new thing, I like that. So, hey, let's get more touchdowns, Ryan, Rai. You
want to talk about the Raiders, Daddy? Let's talk about the Raiders.
The Raiders. Can I just point something out? It'll take me just a second here, which is maybe some of our fans are wondering why there have been so few shows this season. And maybe they're thinking it has to do with depression, which we all feel. We all do. It's hard to be a Bengals fan. But Daddy, may I just kind of point out, Daddy's been very shy about something, which is Daddy is in exile. And it's very ironic that he's in exile because, he's in exile in Village Island. Shall I say more, Daddy, or is this going to keep it private? Or maybe not. I don't know. Go on.
I think he's in exile literally right now.
Yeah, he's in exile literally right now. Anyways, so it's very kind of ironic that Village Island is one of the places on the travel ban because of our associations with Venezuela. Executive Order 13769. So that you can't come back to the States, and the internet at Village Island is really bad. And so I'm just apologizing to our guests.
Oh, right. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I was actually just looking up the petition I wanted to share. And it is on change.org. I was telling you guys about, if you want to sign that, it's Demand Change from the Brown Family is the name of the petition. That's what I was doing right now. Sorry about that. But yeah, I'm a different time zone than John and OG.
Bad internet.
Bad internet.
Paying the
Lots
price.
going on.
Paying the price despite all of your attendance at rallies and all that.
Right. So yeah, we apologize for, and also, it's hard to cover the games after such bad losses. It is hard on our health and on yours. So
yeah.
So let's talk about the Raiders, John. So how does Finley match up? Talk about their defense, their pass defense. How does Finley match up against them?
If you want a barometer for what Finley may be, it might be this game, because the Raiders are god awful on defense. But at the same time, Ravens put up 49 points, and I expect the Raiders to put up at least 30 because their offense is really good right now. Derek Carr is playing like a top 10 quarterback, and they have maybe the rookie of the year and Josh Jacobs at running back. So Finley has the chance to put up some points, but that is exactly what the Bengals need because their defense is not going to be able to stop this Raiders offense.
Yeah. No, and I think that it's possible, isn't it? That who's going to be back? There's going to be some new personnel coming back in the Raiders game. Who's coming back? I forget.
I'm not entirely. I think their offensive line should be fully healthy. I think, which has been an issue. But
when is Ross coming back?
He's set to come back against the Browns in December, the first game.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Green's not coming back for a while, I think.
Who knows? Who knows?
They keep lying about him.
You have a bad ankle on an 0-9 team you really want to play?
Nah.
Well, he might want to play to show he still can.
Oh, sure, but at some point, everybody's got a point where I try to think about myself more than
anything. No, I know, but maybe the last 2 games, if he has like 150 yards a game, he still get that top money, and if he doesn't play at all, he gets all these
even if he doesn't play this year, I think he still has all the leverage with the Bengals.
With the Bengals, yeah. Go ahead.
I hesitate to say this because I know that once I say it, things will change. But Eifert is still healthy. I just jinxed him. I'm sorry, Bengals fans. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to jinx him, but I just jinxed the man.
Well, they took the approach you've always said. They've kept him in bubble wrap, really.
Yeah.
We saw him a little bit last game, but overall, what does he have? Does he have even 200 yards on the season? He's been very, very low key.
Very light. It's been Eifert light.
He might be close to 200 yards after 2 games, I think.
Yeah, recently they've been using him. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a good.
And at a certain point, you're winless. There's no point in reserving a guy for the playoffs if you're not going to go there.
No, maybe they're just doing it for his sake,
Well, I'm sure they're also I'm sure they're also evaluating whether they want to keep Eifert.
Yeah, but then you play him and break him if he doesn't hold up, and you're saying, yeah, go. Or maybe they just want to keep him around as this rare kind of option for his future. I don't know. Use him
so many years ago, Chris Crocker got re-signed to 5 one-year deals, but he was Chris Crocker. But at this point, he's the new Chris Crocker, but he's actually talented. So they just keep going on one-year deals for $3 million.
Yeah, but we still lack a lot of talent at tight end. We keep adding tight ends, but Eifert's the only one that's really other teams would desire. So
right.
All right.
Any news on the Kaepernick front? Am I the only one who cares about this whole Kaepernick issue?
Isn't the tryout at 3, John?
The tryout is 1 hour from the time we're recording this.
And why is Hugh the man for this? No one answered my question. Well, people tried, but I wasn't.
There's so many questions with this workout in general. I think that's the least surprising one, in my opinion.
Well, when Hugh is involved, I have questions, just in general.
Yeah. But yeah, so overall, everything, Bengals are actually, not winning on the field, but they are building a culture. When you compare them to the Browns and the Steelers. So
guys,
we saw.
Look. We can talk QB all day. I've been talking QB for a long time, and you would think I'd be happy now that Andy Dalton's benched, poor guy, but I'm not. The real issue here is Zach Taylor, and we're gonna have a whole show on that. Zach Taylor's play calling has been atrocious. And we got this one day, just fess up. You can't.
Done.
It's been atrocious.
Done.
And the whole and the mess with Jim Turner.
I will say this.
Listen,
I'm not the expert like John with the X's and the O's and the hugs and the kisses. But I will say, I see so much that looks like the old Bengals with Marvin Lewis, and it's like, is that just what bad teams look like?
No.
Are you talking about on the field or just in general?
On the field, the
Oh.
play calling,
Play calling.
the offensive, the run blocking, the run calling,
well,
The offensive plays.
the bad calling, what was it?
God.
What was it? No,
I can't get a word.
John, hold on. Like the throwing short
Let's
of the
get
first
John
down.
really angry, and then
John!
see what happens.
Are you angry
John!
yet?
John,
Hold on. I
What?
want to make him angry. Okay,
let's
go.
make him really angry. See what happens. It's just gonna explode.
How creative of a play caller can you be when your quarterback is Ryan Finley
I guess. Yeah, that's true.
and that offensive line? Like at some point, like you base your scheme around your strengths and your personnel,
Okay.
but
why?
if you don't have any strengths in
What
your
about some
personnel,
flea flickers?
So why was Marvin Lewis?
yeah,
able
that
to-
worked in week 1. Yeah,
Why was Marvin Lewis able to get so much more out of Andy Dalton than
was he?
You don't think
Uh,
so?
well-
We had a much better year last year. We had especially toward the beginning. There was a lot of brightness,
Yeah, but the issues were still there, and it's
The
still
issues
limited
were
what you
there.
can do.
but it wasn't as hopeless. I mean, look. The thing is, like, there have been times when the Bengals defense looks fine, but there haven't been times when the Bengals offense looks fine. We've had no games where I've been like, that's a pretty good offense, except maybe the Seattle game.
Yeah, they
That
had
was
one
good.
half against Seattle, which was
That was
I
it.
gotta say, I don't understand why they kept ramming Joe Mixon into the Ravens. I know he was having a successful day, but I mean, we were so far behind. Of course, they can run. It's like, why would you do that to him? Don't we have backup running
Something is
backs?
up, man. Something is up with Mixon.
Gio left the game early.
We don't have any other running backs. I mean, come on.
They had one, but
You-
at that point, you're like,
you
Joe,
guys-
just take it.
Do you guys want my conspiracy theory with with the Joe Mixon thing? I think it's a personality thing. Because do you remember Joe Mixon when they when they got rid of Pollock, he tweeted he was upset about that? I think that there's some tension there between Mixon and Turner. And Turner is a really hard person to get along with. And my little conspiracy theory is that there's something deeper going on there that's a problem. And that's why Mixon. How could Mixon go from being the best? In the
Okay.
AFC
Let's
to
just
be
make
there?
one thing clear.
How
Jim
could that
Turner, to hold on to his job, needs Joe Mixon to be as successful as possible. I mean, this guy has bigger problems right now. No, I mean, he'll do anything it takes to make it look like he's an okay coach because he's going to be the first coordinator fired.
No, he won't.
Yeah.
Because he should never have been hired. So something's
Look.
up, man. Zach Taylor, there's no reason to hire Jim Turner other than the fact
and Zach Taylor responds. I mean, there's no reason to give Preston. Didn't we just give Preston Brown the contract this year, John?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they got rid of. He has a 3-year contract. They're like, you're out of here. Zach Taylor is trying to, he's trying to save his own job. I mean, I don't think he realizes his job's safe for 20 years.
I like
But-
Zach Taylor's leadership style. Like when at press conferences, I like to watch him talk. And I feel like he inspired the young guys at first. But I can see mismanagement when there's mismanagement, and the team is not.
He deserves a full offseason and a chance to groom his quarterback, and that's about it. Like, I'm not saying give the guy 10 years. He should get 3 or 4 years after this year just to see what he's capable of.
Okay.
That's all there is to it.
Yeah. All right, I give him because John because you say so, John. Otherwise, I wasn't going to give him 3 years. I was going to give him.
All right, Mike Brown, it's okay. You can do it, John.
You have
Thank you.
our mwah, blessing.
Yeah. But please get a real GM and some scouts.
Never happening, man.
Please.
That's never.
Support the petition. John is
Never.
against it. But my thing is, I'm not just going to sit here and do nothing. So
The
we're going
real
to
question is what happens with round 1 of the draft. That's the real question.
There's a difference between being against it and not seeing the point in it, which is what I'm
Oh,
saying.
the GM issue.
Guys, Mike Brown doesn't know what the internet is. He's not going to find this. He's not going to find this petition.
Well. I sent him a real letter. I sent him a real letter, and he responded that they are hearing all
If you can put that petition into actual print form, then you might have a shot.
What I'm saying is they heard our complaints about Hugh Jackson.
Dot matrix for him.
Huh?
You have to use a dot matrix printer.
No, what I'm saying is they heard our complaints about Hugh Jackson, and they passed on hiring Hugh Jackson.
And that's the whole thing. That's asking them to not do something. It's different than asking them to do a whole bunch of other things.
Yeah, that's true.
I think it's just a lot harder.
John, then maybe they just hired one more as scouts. One more. Maybe.
That's not going to do anything.
No,
one scout
is good. What is a good scout?
Then no one's going to listen to the scout.
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
I mean, they haven't been listening to us. I told them to get Lamar Jackson. No one listened to me.
Yeah, you did.
Remember that?
Yeah. Yeah. And you said Derek Carr is good.
Yeah, I've been saying that for so long, and everybody makes fun of me.
Yeah.
Derek Carr is really good.
Or
And
John Gruden is.
so is Nick Foles. Wait for it. He's coming back. You'll see.
All right, let's wrap this up.
Yeah, because I'm done.
Yeah. Okay. Great
Oh,
show. Thank
yeah.
you. Thank you for our 3 patronizing people on patreon.com. And that's all we have. So we will see you next time. So long, SVT. Bye.